the human race has lost its mind. Because anytime you see long-bearded goofballs ranting and raving, screaming and yelling with blades and daggers, marrying 6- and 7-year-old girls, and all the pornographic violence, filth, debauchery, moon worship, silly-ass bullshit that we call Islam, anybody who is civilized in this world looks at the Islamic religion and wants to puke. And so, but if it's the fastest growing religion, then that tells me that the human race, as a species on the earth, is doomed. There is no hope. Because if you get the overwhelming masses of majority loving people with towels on their heads running around raping little 7-year-olds and killing people and putting bombs on little 6-year-old children and sending them in to blow up themselves and everybody else, and then go to their temples and worship a moon god, Allah. I mean, anybody who's ever read anything in history, actually gotten a degree in comparative religions, knows what Islam is really all about. And it really is a mentally deranged. It's frightening how many people have bought into stupidity at its highest order. But that's not to say that Judaism or Christianity are any better, because they're not. It's just that Islam is attractive to so many people. I guess it's because grown men can marry little 7-year-old girls and consummate the marriage. And incidentally, in Islam, if you want a little 7-year-old for the night, you don't have to marry them. You can pay and get a license or something. I heard that gives you so that you're married for the night. And of course, they're raping boys. We know that. It's been on CBS, big time videos. I mean, movies and documentaries about the raping of young children in the Islamic countries. So it's quite a hell of a story, and I don't know where it's all going to go, but my feeling is it's not going to be boding well for the world we live in, because the human race, as I said, has lost its mind. And of course, when we see the Christian church, the greatest of all Christian churches, the Catholic Church, and they're out there with their pornography and violence and blessing the mafia, and mafiosis and gangsters are all being buried in the Catholic Church and getting, special burials in Rome for La Cosa Nostra and mafiosis and Nazis and Hitler and Martin Bormann and all of the other Nazis that were in business with the Vatican. The Vatican really is a very, very dirty criminal organization. Has nothing to do with God. Has nothing to do with spirituality. It talks, basically, it's just the Roman Empire, the reestablishment after the fall of Rome.
Remember the old days, right? Catholic Church? Can condemn your soul forever. The Pope, representative of God on this planet, likes to wear a lot of gold, drinks out of a lot of gold cups. They like their robes all the way to the floor, don't they? All their pomp and circumstance. I know the history. I'm not stupid. I can read. Starving people, and they're drinking out of gold. Look at the riches and the wealth they have. For what? Power. Control. I've asked questions of these preachers, okay, at these little churches. They could not give me an answer. They couldn't give me an answer. They gave me an opinion. This is what it says, okay? But, well, it says that, but what they mean is this. If you translate it into the Hebrew from this to that, and it's like, well, wait a minute, if you're going to be translating back to Hebrew, let's go get the Torah. Right? Let's go get the book from which your book was derived. Let's go look at the original book. That's the Holy Scripture. Not the King James Version. I'm sorry. That was switched and hacked up and cut up and made exactly the way they wanted it, okay? For the Anglo-Saxon. The radical Muslims have done the same thing, all right? Chop it up, cut it up, so that it reads the way you want. This is not a statement against anyone. It's a statement against religion. Because half of them, oh, we're not accountable for our children. We did it for God. God told us to do that. We killed all those 20 people we killed. God told us to do that. Right? You think he believes any less in his God than you do? You think you believe more in the God that you see than he does in his? If you think that, and you didn't have to kill 20 people to be able to, all these little churches that you see, you go to, you watch. You go to one for 6 months and you'll see nothing but hypocrisy in every one of them. Backstabbing one another, one group talking about another. These churches, I mean, they don't get along. And I'll get comments going, oh, we do have cookie bakes with our... Listen, I'm not interested in the comments. I'm about to turn comments off all these videos. Because the message is not for you. It's not for you. Turn the channel off. Unsub and go away. I don't care how long you've been here or who you are.